An effect can happen before its cause. In the quantum world, this isn't just a thought experiment, it's a demonstrated reality. Consider the delayed choice quantum eraser experiment. A photon is sent towards a double slit, but a special crystal splits it into two entangled photons. One photon, the signal photon, goes to a detector, creating an interference pattern or not. Its twin, the idler photon, travels a much longer path to a series of detectors. The choice of which detector the idler photon hits is made after the signal photon has already been detected. This future choice determines whether the signal photon, in the past, behaved as a particle or a wave. The information from the future seems to travel back and erase the which path information of its twin. What is traveling back in time? Not matter, not energy, but something more slippery: information. The universe, at its most fundamental level, might be made of information itself. Physicist John Archibald Wheeler called this concept "it from bit." Every it, every particle and field of force, derives its existence from bits, or yes-no questions. If reality is fundamentally informational, then the rules governing information might be different from the rules governing physical objects. Information doesn't have mass or occupy a single point in space. Perhaps it doesn't have a fixed point in time either. The result of a future measurement could be seen as a piece of information that coexists with the past event it describes. A question is a structured request for information. When you ask, "What is in that box?" you are trying to resolve an unknown state. In quantum mechanics, observing a particle forces it out of a superposition of all possible states into a single definite one. Could a question act in a similar way on a grander scale? Asking a question about the past might be like making a measurement. Before the question is asked, the past might exist in a superposition of possibilities. The act of formulating a specific searchable query forces a single history to decohere or become real. This isn't about changing what happened, but about solidifying one version of events from a fog of unobserved probabilities. Let's consider a historical mystery, like the location of Genghis Khan's tomb. It is currently unknown. All potential locations exist in a state of probability. Now imagine a future technology, a history probe, that could definitively answer the question. The moment we ask the probe, "Where is the tomb?" it must return an answer. For that answer to be true, a whole chain of events must have occurred in the past to place the tomb there and keep it hidden until now. Does the question retroactively cause that specific chain of events to become the true history? If we had asked a slightly different question, would a different set of past events have solidified? The question itself might act as a historical singularity, an anchor point around which the unobserved past crystallizes. This implies a strange power, not just in the questions we ask, but in the ones we don't. An unasked question leaves the past in its uncertain, probabilistic state. A lost civilization might remain simultaneously discovered and undiscovered. An ancient manuscript could be both burned and saved. The universe might not need to render a definitive history for events that no consciousness will ever query. Why compute the answer if the question is never posed? Every question we formulate, from a child's "Why is the sky blue?" to a historian's search for a lost king, could be an act of creation. It's an act that reaches back and demands a specific reality, a specific past to exist. The past, then, may not be a fixed story to be read, but a living quantum state waiting for a question to collapse it.